Good morning and welcome to Today in L.A. I'm Mike Amos, coming to you from our studios on South Brundage Street in Troy, Alabama. With me is Bill Rice, Jr., son of a legendary figure who one day was playing football for Troy High School, named Bill Rice Sr. Later on played for the Crimson Tide of Alabama.
He played with a lot of people our viewers would know at Troy High School.
Let's see if I could do it real quick here. The starting lineups for the 1957 Troy High School team, the Trojans, coached by Sonny Queen. At center was Bobby Howard. At one guard was Buddy Brantley, and the other one was Jerry
Hollis.
Then one tackle.
That's two doctors right there.
Was Columbus Patman, and the other tackle was let's see, I don't know if Jim Colley started, but the other tackle was
probably Jim Colley.
Yeah, well, maybe Jim Colley. The ends were Herman Lindsay, and the other one was oh boy, he used to cut hair downtown, Bert Martin. And the running backs were the Dozier twins, Cater and Cecil. And the fullback was Big Bill Rice, all 215 pounds of him, I think. And the quarterback was Tom Murphy. So that was your starting lineups for the Troy High School Trojans back in 1957. I would challenge any of you that could have done that.
I couldn't have. You had two doctors right next to future doctors, yeah. Dr. Brantley and Dr. Hollis.
That's right.
And then a bridge engineer, and Tom Murphy. And
BM, my graduate, Tom. Do you know 3 of those guys went to Virginia military, VMI? Did you know that?
It was a great group. And
Tom Murphy went there.
Great team.
Also, Bobby Howard went there, and also Buddy Brantley, Dr. Buddy Brantley.
Well, that's impressive that you were probably a 10-year-old boy and you can remember that.
But I remember going to watch them practice and everything, and some of the juniors, the upcoming juniors, one of them was Cheryl Crow, who's one of my all-time great friends. And
he only played football 1 year, I think.
Yeah, he only played it, but he made first team All-State.
I know.
He was a good athlete. See, he could run. He could run and he could throw. And
he was a basketball player, wasn't he?
That's right. He was a basketball player for Coach Leon Hilliard.
But you can tell he's an athlete today.
Yeah. But that was that team, and of course, some other guys on that team. Little Eugene Shaver ran a kickback that year and beat Enterprise 13-6 and 13-7, and on a Eugene Shaver kick return for a touchdown. And then, of course, like you said, Jim Colley was another doctor, but he was just a junior on that team. Of course, we're getting.
Yeah, that's right. There were three doctors in the starting lineup.
Right.
How about that? Not many teams can say that.
Yeah, I hope Joe Hollis was watching us this morning. He got a kick out of it. Of course,
Jerry Hollis.
Jerry Hollis, my bad.
There is a Joe Hollis.
His brother was Joe.
And his cousin is Noel Hollis.
Yeah, that's right.
The artist.
Same thing. You're right. And
Dr. Hollis and Mr. Crow and Mr. Murphy all go to my church, First United Methodist Church.
That's right. Exactly right.
So I see them all the time.
Yeah. And of course, you think of your dad a lot and your mom a lot, and of course they all.
She was a cheerleader.
Yeah, I know it. A good cheerleader too. And of course, we got a great show for you today, and we got the premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram trucks picks of the week coming up, and we're going to be picking games in a few minutes. Tell us what else has been going on around town.
Let's see, if I've heard any scoop. I watched, I don't know, around town, I saw where our Sunbelt rival Appalachian State eked out a win over Marshall last night.
That's right. They kicked a long field goal with very little time left and won that game 31-30, I believe that's where it went.
I had $10 on Appalachian State to cover the 7-point spread, so I'm down $10 on that one. But I'm glad Appalachian State won, because when Troy beats them, we want them to be as highly ranked.
Exactly right. No question about it.
As possible. And Marshall, as we all know, is a good program.
That's right. Of course, Bill Rice Jr. Has been busy writing stories for different magazines across the country. And,
I know. I'm working on one for a publication that's in the UK. It's called The Daily Skeptics. The Daily Skeptic. And I just saw a post where they have about 1.5 million viewers every day, readers.
Oh, man.
So I like that. You know, when if I can write a story that gets published and 1.5 million people see it, I like that.
Of course, Forrest Lee, who won our contest this past week, is a no-show today. Have you seen Forrest Lee? I'm sure he's filled his brackets out, or will.
Well, he's the winner last week. He almost nailed on the button.
That's right.
The tiebreaker of he picked Penn State to beat Auburn 27-20. And Penn State beat Auburn 28-20. That's about as good as you can do.
We've got a lot of good college and high school games to talk to you about. One high school game is Slocum, the Red Tops playing Arrington. That's going to be a good football game.
Well, we need to give everybody the Charles Henderson score.
Well, the final score from Charles Henderson was Williamson. Let's see, you got it down?
Yeah, Williamson played, and Charles Henderson played last night, and Williamson won 39-22.
39-22.
In Mobile.
Well, they did score 22 points. Their offense is getting better, you know.
Yeah, their offense scored 28 against Andalusia and 22.
Of course, Williamson, a big, I want to say 6A school out of Mobile, and pretty good football played every Friday and Saturday night down there.
Well, we just got to be patient with this Charles Henderson team. They just need to keep working and getting better, and they're super young. I hope everybody knows by now. They're just full of roster full of freshmen and sophomores, getting great experience. So you know, when these guys get to be juniors and seniors, watch out. But this year we're going to have some of these games.
But we got a huge game tonight from Pike Liberal Arts from Patriot Stadium or Delaney Kirby Stadium tonight. A real good football game with undefeated, undefeated Chambers Academy going up against once beaten Pike Liberal Arts. Should be a real good game.
More than that, the game of the week in the AISA, and one of the best in the state. I mean, Chambers won the state title last year in 2A. We know they're good because they beat Pike Liberal Arts in the regular season last year, which tells me they had the best team in the AISA last year, even though Pike Liberal Arts is a bigger classification. Mm-hmm. So we can get some rematch, get some revenge.
If Tommy Garrett is calling from a Troy Cable Network in Montgomery, Alabama, that's where he lives. He's one of the assistant coaches for Chambers, and a real good coach. Everybody remembers Tommy Garrett. They grew up right here in Troy, and he does a great job.
What town is Chambers in?
Chambers in Lafayette. Lafayette is there we go.
Where is Lafayette?
It's over there near Auburn. It's not far from Auburn.
Come on, Beauregard?
Not Beauregard, but Lafayette.
Nogosoga?
Yeah, I remember those towns from when I used to live in Lee County. Yeah. Beauregard, Nogosoga.
Yeah.
What a game last night between App State and Marshall, man. That came down the wire.
I know, it sure did. We've got a Highland Home helmet this morning. Look, how many times have you seen a Highland Home helmet, Mike? And we've got one of them on our set. Yeah.
I have been to their stadium one time when I was a sports reporter. I can't remember if I covered Goshen playing them or Pike County High School, or it was a nice venue.
Yeah. Mike, we've got, of course, a great weekend of college games. We're going to be picking them in a few minutes, and Jason has already bailed out of our show this day, but I hope that he will get the.
He probably has getting ready to go to another rodeo.
I know it, that's probably right, and of course he'll come by and pick up one of these contests this morning, and of course.
Still trying to figure out why he took Pike County against Trinity. I think he had a hard time getting.
Oh yeah, well that you know if he hadn't have done some of those things, he probably would have won.
Yep.
But we got some good games.
I've abandoned my policy of picking pretty much the last 2 years that I did this. I picked the local team most of the time, but I have been told that we are playing for a crisp $100 bill, and Jason is donating a cooler.
Yeah.
That everybody gets when they buy a car from him, a nice cooler.
I know it.
And so, you know, given that, sometimes I even got to pick against my alma mater.
Yeah, you're right.
Speaking of cooler, it's 52 degrees in Troy. How good does that feel?
I know it's very cool out there. 52 or 56?
52. It's actually
52 degrees.
61 down here at the beach, and the beach looks like the Caribbean. It's like still, calm, like a lake. Crystal clear waters. It's just gorgeous.
Would you think about going and hopping in the lake this weekend?
Well, I'm definitely going to get out in the Gulf of Mexico, but
you gonna take anybody out to the lake though this
Do
morning,
people go
this
swim? Do
weekend?
people swim in that lake?
Yeah.
oh yeah. Well, I mean,
It's clean.
The Gulf of Mexico flows into the lake, and it's like crystal clear water.
Oh, okay.
It's not dark water.
And you say that the tourists are back, Mike. What's going on?
Yeah, we found out it's like a big fall break for schools in Georgia. I was talking to some people last night. We were at Shunt Gully, which is the same owners as the Floribama, and they were from around Rome, Georgia, Chattanooga area. And everywhere you go down here right now, it's packed. It's absolutely insane.
Yeah. And where was this place you were at last night?
It's called Shunt Gully. It's the owners of Floribama. They built a restaurant in Gut Place, about 3 miles from where I am. Big, huge place looking over the water.
The Gilchrist family at one time owned the Floribama. Do they still own it?
No, a guy named Montgomery from Montgomery. He's fraternity brothers, Neil Green DeShera. John McGinnis owns the Floribama now.
Okay, he bought it from Joe Gilchrist, I think. And
yeah, he is. His uncle was Mr. Gilchrist at the radio.
That's right. The radio station fame, and of course, a great man. No question about it.
So Troy has kind of a connection to the Floribama. Is arguably the Floribama is the most famous bar in the state of Alabama. It's one of the most famous in the southeast, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I would say.
Yeah, it's one of the most famous in Florida.
Well, now where's his?
In Alabama.
Yeah, where's this new place now? Does he own it too?
Yeah, it's right down the road. The Galleons are involved too. Thomas Galleon is involved with Shunt Gully as well.
I know Mr. Galleon, the lawyer. I bet this is his son.
Yeah, it's famous lawyer.
Yeah, it is.
Tommy Galleon is a Montgomery Country Club member and a good buddy of my brother Rush. When I go visit the country club in Montgomery, I would see Tommy Galleon. He's a character.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It's a real big place. We've got music upstairs, music downstairs, a lot of outside seating, which my wife and I are big fans of.
You know, I should have asked my buddy General Graban, if he's involved with that, because that's where Gallion's from. In fact, there's a community over there called Gallion. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, in West Alabama. Yeah.
You know, all these people in Montgomery that are prominent and been ultra successful, they all came from small towns, and then they moved to Montgomery later.
You know, you talk about.
Well, you know, the lady from the famous Cafe 38 from Montgomery.
Yeah, she sure is. She sure is.
I did a story on her for a Reflections issue I did in Montgomery. The story of Cat and Harry's, which is a landmark bar / restaurant in Montgomery where all the yuppies went and all the lobbyists.
Yeah, you know, you could look for it, and you see Albert Elmore, and you could see.
Man, you would see all the lobbyists and the politicians, but then you would also see all the people that were home from college and just out of college at the same place.
But of course, Auburn, there should be plenty of tickets left at Auburn if you want to go see a good college football game this weekend. They'll be Georgia State will be playing Auburn at Auburn. What time is that, Mike? Is that an early game?
Auburn, I'll have to look and see. I want to say it is.
I've got that.
Yeah, that's not good news. Russ Probst, hospitalized with COVID pneumonia, asked for prayers. So Russ Probst, the legendary hospital coach,
man.
got COVID apparently.
I saw that.
Boy,
yeah.
I know it. I hate that. I do. I've known Rush a long time. Big
He's
good football coach.
He's had a lot of medical issues. I know he battled cancer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I looked at the picture of him. He didn't look very healthy. In the file picture they showed.
I was thinking that, of course, tonight we've got Charlotte and Middle Tennessee, Virginia against Wake Forest. That'd be a good one tonight. Liberty against Syracuse tonight.
Yeah, that's the game I want to watch. I think it's on the ACC network.
What do you feel about that, Mike? How do you feel about that?
I mean, I like Liberty. I mean, I think Syracuse has improved a little bit this year, but I would lean Liberty.
Yeah.
I thought Liberty was a good team, all-around team.
Yeah, they're a very good quarterback, no question about it. And but like we said though, Mike, it's going to be a lot of empty seats at Auburn this weekend, I would think. Wouldn't you think?
What were we thinking yesterday? Did we not realize Charles Henderson even played last night?
No, I'm embarrassed to say we should have known. But
I forgot that they were playing on Thursday night.
my wife teaches at the school, and you just assume the games are on Friday night, but some of them aren't.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, Charles Henderson played a decent game. Only got beat 39-22.
I know, you're right. They sure did. And they, the last 2 weeks.
Named Jacob Shaw was one busy young man for Williamson against Charles Henderson. There's a big article about it on AL.com. 5'5" senior running back, rushed 30 times for 224 yards and 3 touchdowns against Charles Henderson at the famous Lad People Stadium.
That was something.
That's where they play the Senior Bowl.
That's right, exactly where they play the Senior Bowl.
So, I mean, Williamson's now 4-2, but I mean, 39-22 is not bad.
Yeah, I know it's not. And, the quarterback lives right across the street from him, Mike. Did you know that? The quarterback for Charles Henderson lives right across the street from him.
Yeah, let's see. They were up 33-8, so I guess Charles Henderson made a comeback late in the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Of course, representing our high schools this morning, Highland Home High School, of course, Goshen High School, and our good buddies over at Pike Liberal. They got a big game at Pike Liberal tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun. Then Charles Henderson, and then, of course, we've got a lot of other helmets here representing.
Charles Henderson had a kid named Boyd catch 6 passes for 155 yards and 3 touchdowns.
He's a good player. Boyd.
Parker Adams was 13 for 24. Your next door neighbor for 168 yards. And 3
that's great. That's great. That's great. He played well. And of course, Williamson. I want to say Williamson is a 6A school. Wouldn't you say?
No.
Is he 5A?
They're definitely 5 or 6.
Okay.
What are all the high schools in Mobile?
Oh, I can.
Murphy, Davidson used to be the 2 big ones. Williamson, then you got Viger down there, Blunt. You've got the private schools, St. Paul's, and
you got Mobile Christian,
Faith
Academy, Faith,
UMS Wright.
Yeah.
McGill Tulane, UMS Wright, St. Paul, Spanish Fort, technically Daphne.
Oh yeah, Daphne, and yeah, they got quite a few good teams.
You got LaFleur, Murphy, Viger, Blunt.
Yeah.
You got a lot.
You're right. Then Gulf Shores would be considered that area, I would think. And
man, how big of a crowd is Mike Rhodes going to bring into Charles Henderson next weekend?
Oh, I don't know.
Big one probably.
Yeah, but it's good to see them play, and of course they're loaded with some great players on their team. So
y'all won't be able to go to that game. Y'all will be up in heading towards South Carolina on Friday, won't you?
yeah, we things have changed though, Mike. We got some scheduling difficulties, so we're gonna make some additional change. It might be where your daughter Rebecca gets to go to South Carolina.
As long as you have a driver, but I don't know if she can drive. She's on
Don't say that on national television.
Well, she's been
she drives very good.
She's been driving for
and
many
her
years.
daddy, no reason to keep her daddy away from the steering wheel. He can drive. All right, Nick, good morning to you.
I realize the difference in getting older. I used to always laugh, and I talk to people, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we get a room after dark, and we pull off the road and get a hotel on 5."
You can't do that anymore.
And I was just like, man, when I was driving back to the Troy game late the other night, back to the beach, I was just like, man, I do not enjoy driving at night anymore.
I can't see as well at night either.
Yeah.
You know, my
but what I call it is adrenaline flows.
Adrenaline.
Yeah, adrenaline after a big game. Of course, Troy.
So after some of these games, you've got to really concentrate to get out of that traffic.
Yeah, you're right.
Safely.
Well,
Williamson is actually Williamson is actually 4A, and they're
4A?
number 6 and 4A.
Oh, me. I didn't realize that. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back to more of Today in L.A. and our picks of the week right after this.
Check out the scoreboard. J.D. Power's #1 in initial quality midsize truck. Jeep Gladiator. 0 APR for 36 months. And no payments for 90 days. Shop PremierTroy.com today during Jeep Adventure Days and save thousands. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody.
The 11th annual Riverwalk Wine Festival will be held Friday, October 8th at the Union Station Train Shed. Join the City of Montgomery's Department of Cultural Affairs for an evening of wine tasting, food vendors, and live jazz downtown. Tickets for this charity event are $30, and proceeds will benefit the Family Sunshine Center. Visit mgmcityevents.com today to order your tickets for the 11th annual Riverwalk Wine Festival, happening Friday, October 8th.
Welcome to ESPN College Football. This is going to be wild.
Run it.
We're celebrating our Driver Appreciation Week. We're so happy to have Truckworks here.
We just want to recognize Truckworks for what they do for us. Absolute great partner. They've really stepped up here on Driver Appreciation Week. They came in here, and I mean, not hamburgers and hot dogs, Boston butts and the grilled chicken, the really, really prima stuff. So, man, we so much appreciate you guys and what you do for us.
Wally Sanders Truck Line, we know one thing. Drivers first.
Check out the scoreboard. J.D. Power's #1 in initial quality truck. Ram. #1 longest lasting truck. Ram. Right now. Get 0% APR for 72 months on new Ram. Shop PremierTroy.com during Ram Power Days and save. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody.
Back to our show, ladies and gentlemen, brought to you by Premier Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram trucks on the bypass, where they've got another huge sale going on under the tent. And, of course, they still got that $29 down and $99 a month deal going on some special vehicles of your choice. And, of course, they've got a yard full of beautiful used cars and trucks, and of course those beautiful Dodge, Chrysler, Jeeps, and Rams that they've got coming in every day from the dealership right here in Troy on the bypass. Mike Amos, along with Bill Rice Jr. Mike Amos is ready from his cubby hole, I would say. At Grayton Beach, Florida. So we'll be ready right now, Mike. We're going to start off with Pike County going up against Carolina of Ozark. Looks like it's hard times for Pike for Pike County High School.
Yeah.
It surprises me. It really does. I didn't know they were that.
They don't have the athletes they usually have.
Yeah, that's right. Of course, he's a great coach.
That'd be a great article, Bryce. It's right. What has happened to Pike County football this year between Pike County, Charles Henderson, and Goshen? Nobody's got a win.
And nobody's got a win. Maybe that's the first time in forever that I can remember that ever both of them did not have a win.
Carroll's improved a lot, and I'll take Carroll.
All right, I'll take Carroll.
I'll take Carroll.
So will Rice, Mike. And Rice is going to be trying to people on my table, my board here right now, Mike.
I need help. I need help with some of these high school games. I'm confident on my college games.
All right, here we go. All right, on the next game is Slocum. This is going to be a great game. Slocum at Arrington, and both teams are undefeated, and very good football teams right here at Goshen and Arrington. Slocum and Arrington.
You say that Slocum's good, but I've seen Arrington and been following them, and I'm going to keep picking Arrington until somebody beats them.
They're well coached. There's no question about it. But
they're a entertaining team to watch, and got some good athletes and
I tell you
play
what,
together real well.
There'll be at least 3,000 people there. It'll be a jam-packed stadium. It's a beautiful stadium too, and they probably need a little bit more lighting. One of you guys out there with all the money, give them a little bit of money to improve your lighting.
They just named the press box for the doctor over there.
Dr. Zoomstein. What a great man he was, and a great doctor, and of course he was a huge supporter.
That was a nice.
A lot of people went to school down here.
I picked against Arrington a couple times. I'm going to take Arrington this week. It says Arrington's 5-0, Slocum's 2-2.
Yeah. Slocum's 2-2. That surprises me. I reckon I'll take Arrington too. Then I'm going to take Arrington. And of course, Michael took Arrington too.
Arrington's scored a lot of points. First game there where they won 38-17 against Dale County. Goshen, they won 49-0. Houston County 49-0. Geneva County 42-0. And GW Long 27-21.
Well, that tells you. I mean, GW Long was good, and then Geneva County supposedly has the #1 running back in America, and he got about 10 yards in the whole game against Arrington.
I noticed. I found out later he didn't even play in the second half. He did not play in the second half.
We left after the second half because they were getting slaughtered.
They were.
How about this? They had a running clock in the second half, I read.
Oh, really? Isn't that unreal? Oh, gosh. Okay.
I mean, if I was a coach, I'd be too proud of a coach to have a running clock in any situation.
Yeah, me too. I agree with you. Goshen at Luverne, and of course Luverne's loaded, and I want to say Luverne's undefeated. Is that right?
Yeah, I believe Luverne is undefeated.
All right, who do you like here?
I still have no clue who Luverne's coach is.
All right, who do you like here?
Luverne.
All right, Luverne. And Rice, who do you like?
Well, Goshen's is down as much as Pike County High School is, so Luverne. Let me ask you, you think Pike LeBlanc would beat Goshen in Pike County High School?
I tell you what, yeah, no question about it, that they would be one of those, you know.
I thought Bart Snyder would coach at Goshen for the rest of his life. I guess maybe he kind of knew what was going on for the program, the computer system. There was not a whole lot left, I guess.
Somebody knew something, I tell you why, because they went from being a very good program.
They didn't win a game last year either.
Yeah. Okay, everybody took Luverne. Of course, Charles Henderson.
I want to talk about some of the best games I have seen and covered were Goshen Luverne games.
Oh yeah.
I can remember covering one when Luverne had a really good team, and man, Goshen was loaded. I think Coach Head was the coach back then.
Yeah. We gave y'all a free game. That's Williamson. They've already defeated Charles Henderson, but we've got that down. Chambers at excuse me. All right, Chambers at Pike Liberal Arts, and this is a battle of undefeated Chambers Academy and
once beaten.
once beaten Pike Liberal Arts. Should be a good one from Delaney Kirby Stadium tonight, 7 o'clock kickoff.
Yeah.
Who do you like, Rice?
Somebody told me a Chambers score against a smaller team. Chambers won, but only by 2 points. So based on that, I'm saying that Chambers is not as strong as they have been in the past. Pike Liberal Arts lost their first game, but they get better.
They're a bigger school, too. They're a 3A, and I think Chambers is a 2A.
And we got revenge going for us. So Chambers will get Pike Liberal Arts full attention and best effort. So I'm going with the Patriots.
I'm going with the Patriots, too. Mike, who do you like?
Chambers is 5-0. Their last victory was 30-28 over Valiant Cross.
Valiant Cross.
And you know how tough Valiant Cross is.
Yeah, we know how tough it is.
Are we being facetious,
right?
or?
This is a pretty good. I don't know if they had a lot of COVID issues or not. They beat Lee Scott 41-3. I think Clyde Lip beat them 28-0. Abbeville Christian they won because of forfeit. They beat a school called Springwood out of Lynette 49-0.
Oh.
They beat Lowndes Academy 40-6. And then they beat Valiant Cross out of Montgomery 30-28.
So yeah.
So that
I'll take Clyde Little Arts, but I think it'll be a close game.
Well, after you gave me those other scores, maybe you're right. They might have had COVID issues.
It's a
last
good game
week,
to go see
they've
if
been
you want to.
Blowing out everybody, and you've got one common opponent, and Chambers beat Lee Scott worse than Pike Liberal Arts did. So Pike Liberal Arts might be the underdog here, but I'm picking the upset and picking Pike Liberal Arts.
Okay, Geneva versus Geneva County, and that means Geneva versus Hartford, if you want to get a closer touch with. And they've got the great running back. Geneva's got a good football team. I'm going to take Geneva County.
Do we know anything about Geneva? Michael, you have any intelligence on Geneva?
Geneva's got a pretty good team. They're a bigger school than Geneva County. But
well, somebody told us that Geneva County had several 6 players out against Ayrton because of COVID protocols. But the team I saw against Ayrton was not impressive at all. So,
yeah.
I mean, that might have been an anomaly. So.
Who you going to take? Geneva?
I'm taking Geneva.
All right, you're going to take Geneva.
Geneva's 3-2, 2-1 in the 4A region. I'm going to take the bigger school. I'm going to take Geneva.
You mean they're 4A?
That's what it says.
Okay. All right. Everybody took Geneva. I took Geneva County.
Geneva lost to Ott because of forfeit. They beat Slocum. They beat Slocum 14-7. They beat Booker T. Washington 47-36. They lost to Dale County 47-42, and they beat Ashford 40-6. I like Geneva.
He likes Geneva to beat Geneva County. All right. Now we got Sampson at Zion Chapel, and Sampson's having a real good year, maybe the best year they've had lately. Tell us a little bit about Sampson.
I'll definitely take Sampson.
Rice, who did you take over there? Geneva County or Geneva?
I took Geneva.
Okay.
Geneva.
All right, here we go.
And then I'm taking, since Michael threw in that word definitely, he messed up. You're helping out your competition here. I'm taking Sampson too.
I'm going to take Sampson too, and of course Zion Chapel has played well, but not quite at Sampson's level right now. So I'm taking.
I really like the sheriff and the police department of Sampson, the troopers of Sampson. I always want to be their friend.
Yeah, you're right.
I never know when I might go 31 miles an hour instead of 30.
Let me tell you something. If you don't believe there's a speed limit out there, you go to Sampson, Alabama.
Well, Brantley's kind of known for that, and boy, back when I was younger, it was Centerville, Alabama, on your way to Tuscaloosa. You better put on the brakes when you got to Centerville, buddy.
Okay, everybody took.
Centerville, Alabama, and Elba, Alabama, have totally been bypassed by roads and highways. It's kind of the more baffling thing I've ever experienced in my life. Yeah, you don't drive through either one of those towns anymore.
Okay. Okay, now another good one. Crenshaw Christian playing at Lakeside. Coach has got Crenshaw playing pretty good right now, Mike.
Yeah, Wayne Grant got another great team. I'll take Crenshaw.
I'll take Crenshaw.
You know, I think I have been to one Pike the Blocks Lakeside game, but I can't remember much about it. Is Lakeside right next to the lake?
Oh, yeah, it sure is, right next to the lake.
It's also right next to Eufaula High School.
Yeah, that's right. Sure is. You can hear them practicing at the same time.
The coach there forever was Shoemaker, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right, Johnny Shoemaker. Do you know some of the little trivia question about Johnny Shoemaker? Of course, he married a Troy girl, and she was a majorette and everything. But something about Johnny Shoemaker that y'all might not know. Do you know what I'm coming from?
So.
Johnny Shoemaker.
He played on that Howard team coached by Bowden that blew Troy out.
That's right. He was the quarterback of that Bowden team that beat Troy 80-0. And of course, he's still with us. And but Johnny Shoemaker was a good player and a good coach.
Played for Coach Bowden.
That's right. Played for Howard College.
I'm sure he went to Coach Bowden's funeral.
Yeah, I'm sure he probably did. No question about it.
And Coach Bowden is laid to rest in Birmingham, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, that is our high schools for the week, and we'll be letting you know how you came out next week on our show.
Who was Brantley playing? Did you ever?
I tell you, it's hard to get Brantley. Brantley's their schedule evidently is on the Montgomery Advertiser scoreboard show, so I can't.
Oh yeah, we need to pick this Holland home at Brantley.
Okay, yeah, let's do Highland home at Brantley. I'll take Brantley.
We're going to take the Fighting Will Pounces,
the Fighting Will Pounces. I'm gonna take Brantley to win. And of course,
I tell you what, Brantley is it's not looking ahead, but a 1A Brantley will be playing Charles Henderson in Brantley.
Yeah.
That's a game I'm sure they want to win.
Yeah. We need to go to that one, Mike.
Show him that Brantley helmet over there if he can. Here we go. This is the Brantley. That's a heavy helmet right there. And that's the helmet that the Brantley High School has. They're undefeated in Class 1A, the number one ranked team in Class 1A.
See, the camera makes that look blue, but it's actually green. It's a green B.
All right. Of course, I'll take Brantley.
I think Brantley.
Okay. Okay, all right, we're going to take a short break. We'll be back to more of Today in L.A., brought to you by Premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep and Ram Truck in Troy, Alabama.
Check out the scoreboard. J.D. Power's #1 in initial quality midsize truck. Jeep Gladiator. 0 APR for 36 months. And no payments for 90 days. Shop PremierTroy.com today during Jeep Adventure Days and save thousands. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody.
The 11th annual Riverwalk Wine Festival will be held Friday, October 8th at the Union Station Train Shed. Join the City of Montgomery's Department of Cultural Affairs for an evening of wine tasting, food vendors, and live jazz downtown. Tickets for this charity event are $30, and proceeds will benefit the Family Sunshine Center. Visit mgmcityevents.com today to order your tickets for the 11th annual Riverwalk Wine Festival, happening Friday, October 8th.
Welcome to ESPN College Football.
This is going to be wild. Run it.
We're celebrating our Driver Appreciation Week. We're so happy to have Truck Works here.
We just want to recognize Truckworks for what they do for us. Absolute great partners. They've really stepped up here on Driver Appreciation Week. They came in here, and I mean, not hamburgers and hot dogs, Boston butts and the grilled chicken, the really, really prima stuff. So, man, we so much appreciate you guys and what you do for us.
Wally Sanders Truck Line, we know one thing. Drivers first.
The 11th annual Riverwalk Wine Festival will be held Friday, October 8th at the Union Station Train Shed. Join the City of Montgomery's Department of Cultural Affairs for an evening of wine tasting, food vendors, and live jazz downtown. Tickets for this charity event are $30, and proceeds will benefit the Family Sunshine Center. Visit mgmcityevents.com today to order your tickets for the 11th annual Riverwalk Wine Festival, happening Friday, October 8th.
Check out the scoreboard. J.D. Power's #1 in initial quality truck. Bam. #1 longest lasting truck. Bam. Right now, get 0% APR for 72 months on new Ram. Shop PremierTroy.com during Ram Power Days and save. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody.
I got a little rec game I can talk about. I was going to say football season last night. Charles Simpson played, but the little 5-year-old Saints that Jack Rice played, they got beat 39-8. They didn't cover the spread. But I want to brag about probably the best player for the Saints is little Davis Sanders. That's Luke Sanders' son, 5 years old. Boy, he is fast and aggressive, and he scored a 2-point conversion and had some really long runs. And I want to mention Luke lives down the road from me, and he works for Troy Cable. He if you need internet or cable, call Luke Sanders. But he's a teammate of Jack.
No, Luke.
And man, I'll tell you, if you want to see where everybody in Troy was last night, go to the Sportsplex because they were watching or playing flag football or soccer.
Were they having? Did they have a big crowd?
Gosh, yes, it's just packed. All the fields are soccer players and football players.
Now, do they just have flag football or do they have tackle?
They have some tackle. I saw some teams in real football gear on another field, but it's mostly flag tag.
All right, let's go. Let's get going here on our college football week, and of course, like we said, Forrest Lee won the contest this last week. Just pulled out a tiebreaker with Mike Amos. This is how close Forrest was. The score was 28 to 20 in favor of
Penn State.
And Forrest had 27 to 20.
And then Michael wasn't that far off.
And then Michael.
I was 31 to 20.
So it was very close in the tiebreaker, and that's how we came out. All right, here we go.
I had Auburn winning. Yeah.
This game right here, I think, is going to be very difficult to pick. Virginia at Wake Forest.
I know. I was tempted to go with
it's going to be played tonight, and Virginia is going to be played at Virginia.
But Wake Forest is...
I like Wake.
Wait a minute. I've got them playing at Virginia. Is that right?
Well, on your sheet,
Wake Forest at Virginia. Virginia's a 3-point favorite.
All right, Virginia's a 3-point favorite. Okay.
Oh. Ooh.
This is going to be a tough one.
The great running back from Michigan State that's, one of the leading rushers in the country, Walker, transferred out of Wake Forest, and apparently Wake Forest has another great running back. So they had two really good running backs. I'm going to take Wake.
Oh, boy, it's going to be a good game. I'm going to take Wake Forest, but it's going to be a close
Okay, I'm going to change my pick.
Well, Virginia, you got a great quarterback.
Well, I thought it was at Wake Forest, and now I've learned this at Virginia.
Yeah, so
Virginia. And I've also learned that Virginia is favored, but all I know about Wake Forest is, boy, they handled Florida State, didn't they?
They sure did. Beat them bad. All right, let's say, did everybody take Wake? Is that right?
No, I changed my pick to Virginia.
Okay, all right. Texas Tech at Texas, and this one is a big rival game. And
you don't want to do Liberty Syracuse tonight?
Yeah, I'll do Liberty Syracuse.
Let's put them under UCLA. Liberty.
I thought I already had it.
Liberty's 3-0.
Down at the bottom.
Syracuse. This game will be at 7 o'clock tonight on ACC Network. Liberty is, over-under is, what is this, 53.5. Syracuse is 2-1.
All right, let me ask this. Who's the home team? Syracuse.
Yep, Liberty.
Liberty, all right.
Do it for Jason and Forrest, too.
Liberty at Syracuse.
I'll take Liberty.
You know Ross Davis that grew up in Troy that was the center of the state championship team?
Oh, yeah.
He was a trainer for a while for the University of Florida and Steve Spurrier. But I also think he worked for a while, for some reason, at Syracuse as an athletic trainer.
He sure was. And let me tell you another little trivia question that I'll answer real quick. His daddy played for who?
Georgia Tech.
Played for the Rambling Wreck of Georgia Tech. He played for Coach Bobby Dodd and he was from Troy, Alabama, M.A. Davis.
How did I remember that? But you're right.
So I just throw in a little trivia there.
And then you have Philip, Ross, and Mark Davis. There's two Mark Davises. There's Mark Davis is William and Francis's son,
That's
and then
right.
there's Mark Davis that is
Very
Mr. Davis's, and Marcia. It was Marcia, their mother, right?
Yeah, very successful attorney in Montgomery.
Marcia Ross's dad was the secretary of the athletic department a long time, wasn't she?
What now?
Ross's dad worked for the Troy athletic department.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Back in the Coach Bradshaw days.
That's right. She sure did.
So who do y'all like? Y'all think Liberty's going to go on the road and be the ACC team?
Yes.
Well, it's going to be tough, but I'm going to take Liberty. They still got that quarterback who I think is very, very good, so I'm going to take Liberty.
I've said it many times here that they just look like a well-coached, good team, and I think Troy's pretty good too. And they did what they had to do to beat Troy in a hostile environment.
Okay, this show is brought to you by Wells Fargo Advisors, and of course Colin and all the great folks I know at Wells Fargo. And Colin, I'm sure, is getting ready to watch that big golf tournament on.
Yeah, everybody's going USA today.
It's on right now. They've teed off. It's the first match
I never did see the actual pairings. Did y'all?
Yeah, Justin Thomas and
Steve
Jordan.
and Thomas are going out first.
They're playing John Rahm and Sergio Garcia.
Okay.
And it's one of these. I think it's the alternating shot.
You talk about a passionate team going against a couple of Spaniards.
Oh yeah,
Sergio
right.
has been the best Ryder Cup player of the last 30 years, I think.
Sergio has.
Yes.
Even back when he was doing this right here, you know.
I read some articles on the career records for Ryder Cup matches, and Sergio's is the most impressive, I think.
All right,
Sergio and Ian Poulter have the best records.
Okay, let's get started on our continue on our college deals. Texas Tech at Texas. Texas Tech is undefeated, Mike, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they've had some close games. I'm gonna have to lean towards Texas.
All right, I do too. I'm gonna take Texas.
Boy, Texas put it on Rice last week. But Texas,
they put it on Rice. Yeah.
Put it on my namesake. You know, my uncle founded that college.
It's a line going down though in Vegas, so that's always a trend to look at. It started at 11, it's down to 9, over under 61.5. Danny Geiger, the former Troy great, who transferred this summer to Texas Tech, had his best game, 130 yards receiving last week at Texas Tech.
Yeah.
So the guy that made a great impact at Troy is making a great impact at Texas Tech, not surprisingly.
All right, Missouri at Boston College, and this is a much better Boston College team than we've reported on recently. They've got a real good quarterback.
I bet it'll be cold.
He's out for the year, Dad. He got hurt.
All right, who do you take, Missouri?
College, normally you would pick the home team here. They're 3-0. Missouri's 2-1, but Missouri is actually the favorite, so that kind of tells you something there.
Yeah.
I'm going to lean towards the SEC. I'm going to take Missouri.
All right, I'm going to take Missouri too. Okay, this is a real good football game.
I'm kind of surprised nobody's jumping on Boston College, though, being 3-0.
Yeah, I'll take Missouri, but it's a coin flip in my mind.
They like to run the football, I know that. Notre Dame at Wisconsin, and this should be the game of the week, really across the country.
Well, keep in mind it's not in Wisconsin; it's in Chicago at Soldier Field.
All right, that makes a little difference there. Playing at Soldier Field.
It's going from 1.5 to 5.5. The game will be at 11 a.m. on Fox, which I'm a huge fan of these 11 a.m. Fox games.
Oh boy.
Are you being facetious, or you really like them?
No, I really do. I like a big game early.
Yeah.
11 a.m. It's going to be really cold, I bet you, in Chicago.
The wind will be blowing.
I'll lean towards Notre Dame. I'm going to take Notre Dame to win.
Okay, I'm going to take Wisconsin to win. Wisconsin, they need a win after getting beat the first game of the year.
I'm going to go with Vegas and I've watched Notre Dame a little bit, and they're just squeaking by, and then Wisconsin really had a good chance to beat Penn State and was just as good as Penn State, but they didn't. And then I think Penn State's pretty good because they beat a good Auburn team, so I'll go with Wisconsin.
All right, I take Wisconsin.
If the game was in Wisconsin, it'd be a no doubter. I'd pick Wisconsin, but because it's in Chicago, I feel like they'll be just Notre Dame fans.
Have you ever been to Chicago, Mike? I bet you have.
Yeah, I've been to Chicago. Yeah.
Would you recommend me go on?
Yeah, but not. It's the crime city of the world though. Right now, it's more crime going on.
Certain areas, just like any big metropolitan city.
They say there are areas in Chicago where the police won't him go.
Yeah.
I mean, the police won't him go. That's scary, isn't it? Yeah. All right, here we go. Louisville. This is my pick of the week. Louisville at Florida State. Give me Louisville all the way. I'll take Louisville. Who you like, Mike?
What time is this game? I'm trying to find it.
I've got that.
I don't know. I don't have any belief in Florida State. I mean, it's just gotten pretty bad down there. I'll say Louisville. I think it'll be a close game, though.
Okay, I've got more information here to give us.
All right, Louisville, Florida State. Louisville 2-1, Florida State 0-3. Vegas doesn't think much of this game for Louisville, though. Louisville's only a 2-point favorite.
Yeah.
On the road against Florida State. It's going to be on ESPN2. I guess I'll take Louisville until Florida State beats somebody.
Yeah, I was waiting for this quarterback to do something. The quarterback for Florida State to do something, but he hasn't done it yet. What do you think?
Mackenzie Milton.
Well, they went back to the other guy after Mackenzie Milton got his chance against Jacksonville State and lost.
Yeah.
So they went back to Jordan Travis. Okay.
All right, Mike. Who do you like?
I'll take Louisville.
All right, Mike takes Louisville. I'll take Louisville.
I'm taking the kid from the quarterback is from Park Crossing.
Yeah, Park Crossing.
Off Taylor Road in Montgomery.
And he's a
practically
good one.
In Pike County.
He's a good one. They'll run that football too. What's the over-under on that game?
Over under 62.5.
52.5.
62.5.
62. Well, I'll tell you this right now that they're going to run the football. The Louisville is because the quarterback's not a good thrower. I'm taking Louisville. All right, here we go. Another game that could be tricky here is Rutgers at Michigan. Rutgers is undefeated. They've got their coach back who did so well before.
The only guy that can win at Rutgers.
Who do you like, Rice?
Michigan was my dark horse playoff pick, and they're doing what I want them to do so far. So I'll hang with them, Michigan.
All right.
Yeah, you gotta go with Michigan here. The line started at 17.5. It's now at 20.5.
Oh, really?
This game is going to be on ABC television.
So big time television, wasn't it? And what does this look like to you as far as what Las Vegas looks at?
20 points, you said.
Looks like everybody's jumping on Michigan.
Okay.
17.5 to 20.5.
All right, here's a good one here. Clemson at North Carolina State, and of course Clemson can't find a way to score touchdowns, and they're not very good offensively. But I'm looking for a breakout. I'm looking for a breakout, and I'm going to take Clemson.
That's what winners are made of.
That's right. I'm looking for them.
We've been to a game at NC State. Man, they got a pretty good crowd. They get into it. It's loud.
Yeah, they do.
60,000 seat stadium. Sure, this will be a big time sellout. Vegas likes NC State. The line started at 12, down to 9.5. Over under is very small, 47.5. Really, really low line.
They claim that Clemson can't score. I cannot understand what's wrong with them.
Well, they got issues on their offensive line, and their quarterback is not as good as he was touted to be.
And then you look at it and say, this coach, at Clemson, how does he let his offensive line go to pieces like that?
They lost the running back.
Every once in a while you miss.
Yeah, you're right.
Yep.
In recruiting, sometimes these 4 and 5 stars are not what they're made out to be.
Yeah, that's right.
As we have documented
He's
here.
such a winner, though, and you just don't see it happening. But so far, they've just lost 1 game, though,
And it was to Georgia, and it was a close game.
Yeah, real close.
And Georgia seems like the best team in the country right now, so let's don't write Clemson off yet.
Yeah, Georgia didn't score an offensive touchdown against Clemson. They returned an interception about 70 yards for a touchdown. That was their only touchdown.
Clemson plays real good defense. I'm taking Clemson. Everybody takes Clemson?
Mm-hmm.
All right, here's another good one.
Can we take a Milo's tea break?
Yeah, we'll take a Milo's cheese break. This is our show's brought to you by
let's take a Crystal's cheeseburger break.
And of course we appreciate it, and of course we appreciate our folks at Premier Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram Trucks today. We'll be back.
Check out the scoreboard. J.D. Power's #1 in initial quality midsize truck. Jeep Gladiator. 0 APR for 36 months. And no payments for 90 days. Shop PremierTroy.com today during Jeep Adventure Days and save thousands. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody.
We're celebrating our Driver Appreciation Week. We're so happy to have Truckworks here.
We just want to recognize Truckworks for what they do for us. Absolute great partner. They've really stepped up here on Driver Appreciation Week. They came in here, and I mean, not hamburgers and hot dogs, Boston butts and the grilled chicken, the really, really prima stuff. So, man, we so much appreciate you guys and what you do for us.
Wallace Sanders Truck Line, we know one thing. Drivers first.
Welcome to ESPN College Football.
This is going to be wild. Run it.
The 11th annual Riverwalk Wine Festival will be held Friday, October 8th at the Union Station Train Shed. Join the City of Montgomery's Department of Cultural Affairs for an evening of wine tasting, food vendors, and live jazz downtown. Tickets for this charity event are $30, and proceeds will benefit the Family Sunshine Center. Visit mgmcityevents.com today to order your tickets for the 11th annual Riverwalk Wine Festival, happening Friday, October 8th.
Check out the scoreboard. J.D. Power's #1 in initial quality truck. Ram. #1 longest lasting truck. Ram. Right now. Get 0% APR for 72 months on new Ram. Shop PremierTroy.com during Ram Power Days and save. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody.
Who
was this cheerleader that died? Old Troy cheerleader.
Yeah. Where did you see that, Mike? That was a friend of mine, Butch Compton.
Posted all of it on Facebook, like remembering what a great friend he was.
Yeah, but he was a very good friend, and of course Butch Compton. Back to our show, ladies and gentlemen, brought to you by Troy Bank and Trust Company. The only bank you'll ever need is Troy Bank and Trust Company. We're talking about my good friend Butch Compton. He died this week at his home, and actually at the hospital.